What is up, everybody? It is JT Sports. I'm back to you guys with another training camp preview. Have a special guest on today. I have my guy, Keep Pounding, aka the Big Cat. What's going on, man?
Can I do it?
Oh, you can do it.
Can I do it?
You can do it.
Do you really want me to do it?
Yeah, do it.
What's up? What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? So a lot of you Panthers fans, man, have been asking me for months and months for this collab. Top 5 anime collabs, definitely. Before we get into it, man, tell the people where to find you, even though I'm pretty sure everybody knows where to find you. You're the biggest Carolina Panthers YouTuber out there. But just in case we have some new people who are not Panthers fans or whatnot, tell the people where they can find you at and how they can reach you.
Oh, yeah. You can head over to YouTube at keeppounding_TV. You also can find me on TikTok at keeppounding_TV, Instagram, keeppounding_TV, Twitter, keeppounding_TV. And if you want to do some gaming, I just started a gaming channel called Big Cat Gaming on Twitch and also on YouTube. That's where you can find me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You got Madden?
Madden, I got the Xbox Series X. I picked it up a couple of days ago, and I'm on Madden 21. Now you got to give me some time to get used to the controllers. Now,
man, listen, Madden 21 sucks, bro.
It does. It sucks. It sucks donkey ass, but that's all we got right now as far as football to college. What is the NCAA comeback?
Oh, definitely. So speaking of NCAA, man, I mean, look at J.C. Horn. He was one of the best cornerbacks in college football. I had him over Patrick Surtain. You guys got him 8th overall. So, like, how has he been performing? And overall, how do you feel about the cornerback position heading into training camp? Because, corner has been a pretty big area of weakness for the Panthers defense over the couple of years, but the defense played overall well. In the cornerback position, I mean, it was iffy. So how you feeling about it aside from J.C. Horn? Like, who else is behind him?
Well, let's start with J.C. Horn real quick. I seen a video that just came out here a couple of days ago. He was lined up against a Miami Dolphins receiver, and they were working out and training, and this guy just literally he blanketed him, and I mean, it was crazy. So I think J.C. Horn is going to be next level special. He's going to go beyond a regular good cornerback. He's going to be off the chart. He could be, before it's all said and done, I don't want to give him no premature, label on him, but he could be a damn Jalen Ramsey. As far as the cornerback room as a whole, expect for Carolina Panthers to have the best cornerback group that they had in a long time. AJ Bouye is being pushed inside to play the slot, cover the nickel. I'm telling you, man, the fact that he's older in his career, even though I don't think he lost a step. I know he has had some injuries and then he got suspensions. But I think the best thing for him is to have a guy like Dante Jackson on one side of him and to have my man J.C. Horn on the other side of him. So you kind of give him a protection right there, and you allow for him to kind of be safe in playing that slot. So I think we're going to be really good in our secondary. You got Jeremy Chin being safety. You got Justin Burris, he didn't do too bad before he got hurt last year. So this is going to be a solid class for us, man. I think we're going to come out and make some noise. I'm glad Julio's out the division. That definitely helps. And it helps that Drew Brees is gone. So that fucking helps too. So it's going to be all right.
Don't see my guy Jameis. He may throw a couple of picks, but he'll throw some touchdowns.
Yeah, after a 59-14 route.
Hey, if you got some crab legs on the field, I bet he'll go grab those though.
Oh yeah, we're gonna butter his shit. Watch this. Crab leg joke.
So you look at the linebackers now. Obviously, you lost Luke Kuechly. It looks like you guys were kind of struggling at that linebacker position. You got Shaq Thompson, who surprisingly, a lot of Panthers fans have been calling for him to get traded or wanting him gone or something like that. So, like, what's so bad about, the overall group of linebackers and, like, Shaq Thompson in particular? Like, is Shaq Thompson really that bad? Like, what's wrong with him?
No, he's not really that bad. How old are you? Let me ask you. How old are you?
I'm 19.
Okay, so you're not old enough to drink, because I was going to ask you.
Hey, listen, man. Listen.
Don't say it. So listen, man. I mean, when you drink like an expensive wine, you drink a champagne or something, that's like a $200 bottle. All right, so it hits your palate different. You know what I mean? And then when you go get a bottle of Cisco or Night Train, that shit.
Get your body Patron.
Right. See, that cheap shit, it hit different. I don't mean to call Shaq cheap, but when you're used to seeing Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis dominate, I remember being in fucking high school, man, and just remember those two names. I mean, when they came out with the best linebacker duo in the NFL, not just the NFC South, but the NFL, you heard Luke, you heard Shaq, and they performed. Those guys performed. Luke and Thomas, but when Shaq, I think for him to sit behind those two guys, or actually he made it to the Super Bowl with us. He was a freshman. I mean, he was a rookie that year. But for him to be up under a Luke, for him to be up under a Thomas, and the way he's been playing has been okay, but it hasn't been stellar. And when you know, bro, that's like you walking with Galileo, and you don't know how to pick up, certain techniques. And he's a hell of a run stuffer. He's a hard-nosed hitter. He's definitely gonna get some snot bubbles, but sometimes he can get out of place. And he's an okay coverage linebacker. And that's not good enough for Carolina Panthers fans, especially 9 years of Luke Kuechly, and then you had Thomas Davis as well. I expect more, and I think the fans just expect more. And unfortunately, Shaq hasn't quite been. He hasn't been stellar, but he hasn't been terrible, man. So I see why that, and I see why they feel that way.
You look at the defensive line. I like a lot of the young guys that you guys have up there. Like you have Gross Matus, you have Brian Burns, probably most underrated young pass rusher in the league. Everybody talks about Chase Young. Everybody talks about all these up and coming, like the Nick Bosa's, but nobody really gives enough credit to Brian Burns. Like I really think he can end up being that next guy that quality ends up having double-digit sacks year in and year out. Like I think he could be the next coming of Chandler Jones, not skill set wise, but in terms of like being how underrated he is. Like no, people don't realize how good Brian Burns actually is.
Yeah. Well, before we get into Brian Burns, you got a second?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, stay right there. Yeah, let me show you something. Look how beautiful that is right there. You see that?
Man got an autographed Brian Burns helmet.
Yeah, that's that guy. That's that bad man. Look at it. And it's authentic too. Look. I love Spider-Man. That's my brother. That's my guy. Hold on, man. I just had to show off, man. I love showing off. I'm sorry, but that's my favorite helmet. That's the reason why I show that.
Man, you got to buzz them helmets back there. You might have to show. We might have to pause for you to show the whole team off right now.
We might. This is a trophy case in here. But Brian Spider I Am Burns is the most underrated edge rusher in the NFL. He was the second most highest pressured edge rusher in the NFL on third down. He was the fifth overall edge rusher when it came to pressure in the entire league, and just in total. So, I mean, the only thing that people say about him is his run defense. I mean, he graded out as a 61.9 according to ProFootballFocus.com. So, but I'm here to say that this guy doesn't need to be a stellar run stuffer. I mean, when you look at the Dwight Freeneys of the world, when you go back and look at some of the better edge rushers that have came, look at John Abrams. You remember John Abrams?
Oh, yeah, from Atlanta? Falcons? Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't a fucking run stuffer, but when in his prime, he originally started off with the Jets. But when he came to Atlanta, I mean, this guy was strictly a pass rusher. And you hit it right on the nail. I think he could be like a Chandler Jones kind of edge rusher. He's long, he's lanky. But the thing about him, his speed, not his speed, but his quickness. Speed and quickness are different. He's so quick. By the time you take a false step, he's gone. You know what I mean? So, and I think he's only going to get better, man. And hats off to you. We were talking about Florida sports and Florida high school. I mean, this is another Florida product right here. But I think he recognizes that he has to get bigger. That's the reason why he came into camp, put on some more size. But for this guy to only be 23 years old, he's already accepted the challenge of being a veteran mentally. And that's something that doesn't come with a lot of young people. A lot of young people say, fuck it, I just want my money, get my paycheck. I want to be on Instagram, take pictures, everybody like me and stuff. But in his mind, he has already made up that this is my job, this is my craft. I want to be the best at it. I want to take leadership and possession of ownership that I got to do that. And this kid is going to be special. If you guys, I mean, listen, if you want to make a bet, you might want to bet on this Carolina defense here. You're looking at 15 plus sacks for him alone, at least 15. You got Hassan Riddick, another top 25 edge rusher, if I'm not believing, according to ProFootballFocus.com. He's ranked the 11th most edge rusher. So you got a number of 13. You got number 11 edge rusher on the same team. And I think we're going to make some noise, man. And Brian Burns is ready to turn the corner. He's probably going to make his first Pro Bowl this year.
So how are we looking on the interior when it comes to D tackle, nose tackle? Are there any position battles there, or is everything pretty much set in stone?
You got Daquan Jones. We picked up a guy from Iowa by the name of Davion Nixon. Look, man, with him and Derek Brown there, I'm hoping Davion Nixon can be quality depth, but Daquan Jones is a guy who I believe is a solid veteran that we picked up from Tennessee. One thing I do love about Daquan is he has the initial burst and he has that length. His initial burst and that boom, I mean, he can knock you in your butt, but he's not a hell of a pursuer. He's not a hell of a pass rusher. He's more like a run stuffer. And I noticed with Tennessee, they rotated him out. They rotated him out as well. So he's not a every down defensive tackle, but I definitely say he's an improvement. And no shot at KK, man, but KK's on the backside of his career. So we needed somebody that can go in there and get that kind of oof in there. You know what I mean? And Davion Nixon's probably the most underrated defensive tackle coming out of the draft. He could turn out to be something really special for us. I know a lot of people were saying that there was some issues in Iowa that was, he was this and that, and that was a lot of that stuff was tied to racial. I'm not going to get into it, but it was a lot of BS that was tied into it. But I think he can provide dividends as well. So hopefully, man, it's hard to tell. On paper, I feel like we're good enough at the defensive tackle spot. We're good enough. I mean, only time will tell, but we don't really have a lot of, I don't say start, other than Derek Brown, if you want to consider him star, fine. But when it comes to the other defensive tackle, we just got like a journeyman by committee, you know what I mean? So hopefully it'll hold up. But I believe it will, man, because like I said, would you rather have one star at defensive tackle, or would you have a group of guys that can get it done?
I want a whole group of guys can get it done.
Right.
So you look.
I don't give a fuck about having just one Aaron Donald and having this guy. Fuck all that.
Yeah, I think the most important thing in football, especially when you get later down in the year, I don't know if you guys heard that, but they're supposed to be shooting fireworks, but I don't know, this is the favorite time of year when people actually like to, shoot blanks. The only time they actually shoot 4th of July and New Year's. So if you guys actually hear some popping in the background, they're shooting blanks in the dirt. That's the only time they use them. Only time they use the rods. But you talk about something who was a lightning rod last year. You look at Jeremy Chin, man. I don't care what nobody says. I feel like he should have won. I mean, I feel like him and Chase Young should have co-won Defensive Player of the Year because both of them had game-changing plays. They not only had game-changing plays, but they also had several games that they won by themselves. I remember Jeremy Chin. This guy kept scoring touchdowns against Minnesota. You had Chase Young, who also made a lot of game-winning plays. Like Jeremy Chin and Chase Young by themselves probably won at least 2-3 games for their respective teams. So you look at Jeremy Chin, what role do you expect him to have this year? Because he did a lot. He was all over the place. You guys had him lined up in linebacker in certain packages. What's going to be his role this season?
Well, according to Matt Rule, it looks like they're finally backing him off the line of scrimmage or excuse me, backing him out the box and putting him at safety. Last year, he was more like a big nickel, stepping up into that linebacker role. But it looks like they're officially giving him the tag of safety. But he did leave room for speculation that it may not be permanent. He said, we're going to see how it goes when it comes to preseason, him being in an actual game situation. So really, the sky's the limit for Jeremy Chin. I mean, his ability to pick up the role and being a true safety in the National Football League will open up doors as far as whether or not if he can be again, I don't want to give out too early labels. He could be the next hard-hitting safety the late Sean Taylor, rest in peace. He could be that kind of guy, Sanders. You know what I mean? I mean, he has Steve Atwater blood in him, you know what I mean? He got Steve Atwater blood in him. So I still expect for them to kind of use him all over the place. He did have a minor knee procedure, a little scope that I think, he had also had back in college. He had it this offseason. So, I mean, it's something to keep your eye on, but Jeremy Chin, the sky's the limit. I think they're moving him back to safety, but I don't expect for him to quite stay there, even though they said he will stay there tentatively. So he could be down in the box still making plays. But, I mean, when you have that kind of weapon, when you have that kind of talent, I mean, as a coach, it's hard for you to say, okay, I just want you to stay right here. But, you also don't want to burn your player out, or you don't want to hurt your player. You know what I mean? So just because he's really good at doing everything doesn't mean you do it. I use the analogy that if you got a car that goes 200 miles per hour, don't mean you drive at 200 miles per hour every day. You know what I mean? So,
That's happened to Bob Sanders. Like Bob Sanders, Bob Sanders was way past my time, but like I was watching a lot of videos of him, and like he was like this small, hard-hitting safety, but Indianapolis had him playing linebacker in a couple of games, and like his downfield playing style, kind of like a safety playing linebacker, not only just took a toll on him, but it took a toll on his body and things like that. Because I don't really feel like defensive backs are really equipped to be having that kind of linebacker role where they're play after play doing what a linebacker should do, because you're taking on the offensive linemen. You're also hitting some of the biggest backs in the NFL time after time. So I definitely understand that. And I think of Bob Sanders as a great example because like he was great at what he did, but they utilized him to the point like it ended up, leading him to be very injury prone.
Yep. And that's something you got to be careful about. I mean, early in his career, he already having his knee just cleaned up a little bit, a little arthroscopic, surgery. But, the last thing I want to see for us to lose a guy like that way before his prime, because we're trying to use him all over the place. That's when you have coaches to draft, and you sign people via free agency. That's when it's time. That's where the coaches really show their money. If you want to know a good coach, you want me to tell you something, you really want to know what a good coach is, look at the depth chart. And look at how much impact they get from little to nobody that you never heard of. That's a good coach.
That's why I was telling people about. That's why I was telling people about Mike Tomlin. Like everybody thinks the Steelers are going to miss the playoffs, but I was trying to tell people like Mike Tomlin has been coaching some of the best football of his career. Like he's had Robert Spillane when Devin Bush came in and ended up getting injured. Robert Spillane was a backup linebacker, had a game-winning tackle against Derrick Henry on the goal line. That big, how much he is, 500 pounds, big freight train, big tackle. So it's like, like Mike Tomlin gets the most out of the young guys and most out of the depth that he has, like backups. Like this guy was winning with an undrafted rookie free agent, Duck Hodges, a guy named Duck. I don't think there's ever been a coach to win with an undrafted rookie free agent QB. So before we move on to the offense, you guys make sure to subscribe to my guy, the Big Cat, at Keep Pounding. Make sure that you guys check him out, uploading a lot of Carolina Panthers content. He does live streams that you guys definitely have to catch, man. I try not to miss a live stream, especially with the guys who he has on the line with them, bro. Like, oh my God. Shout out to y'all watching this, man, especially Uncle, man. Uncle be having me dying, bro.
Shout out to the crew.
Yeah, man. I'm going to have the link to this channel down in the comment section. It's going to be the pinned comment down below. So moving on to the offense. So we got to check out the offensive line. Now, how you feel about the offensive line? Because the offensive line is not bad. It's definitely a better situation than, what Sam Darnold had to work with the New York Jets. We'll get into that a little bit later. But, what are some position battles that could be taking place on this offensive line going into training camp preseason?
The real thing you want to keep your eye on is who's playing left tackle here. Right now, it looks like Cam Ervin, the former first rounder, and the guy coming over here from the Dallas Cowboys. And we also drafted Brady Christensen in the third round. We actually passed up on a lot of big name tackles that still were available, but they felt like they can get multiple usage out of Brady Christensen, lining him up at guard or tackle as well. And there's no real answer. The crazy thing about it is through many camps and OTAs, haven't heard anything about him. Haven't heard not a good thing, haven't heard a bad thing. So it's really a mystery. Like, while everybody's bragging, like we heard about our first round pick, J.C. Horn, you heard a lot about him going out there, his work ethic. And so you expect to hear something. So I'm kind of fucking worried.
If you ain't hearing nothing, it ain't good.
Right. I mean, you can take it either way. Either hear nothing's good or hear nothing bad. So right now, to be honest with you, I'm scared, JT. I'm scared. I'm scared.
I don't think Sam Darnold want to hear that.
Because I just don't know. On paper, this is not the offensive line that I imagine. Like, okay, coming out of last year, I'll tell you this. I'll give our offensive line coach credit. Our offensive line coach, beautiful, man. I think he got the most out of those guys last year. But this year, the pieces that we brought in another recycle piece and brought in a couple of recycle. We got Pat Eflin from the Jets, Cam Irvin there. Then you got guys like Taylor Moton. Taylor Moton's the only stud on our offensive line who deserves to get paid, and we're going to keep an eye on that situation as well. You got right guard. You got John Miller. You got the kid from Alabama, Deontay Brown. You know what I mean? The dude that's only allowed no sacks and 400 snaps or some shit like that. So, I mean, there's some pieces that, again, when you look at a coach and you see how good they are, they make something that has no business being good, really good. And that's what we're going to see. Either Matt Rule and then our offensive line coach are fucking geniuses when it comes to putting together a value meal offensive line. If we can put together this value meal offensive line and dominate the league, those guys they need to get coach of the year, offensive line coach of the assistant coach. They need to get that. But right now, you know, it's just hard to tell, man. And I don't want to really down these guys because I don't see the finished product here. That's something I think I did a little bit too much last year. Even though I was right, I kind of want to let it play out. You know what I mean? I can't tell you from right now, man, other than Taylor Moton, I mean, you still got a lot of inconsistencies, though. Excuse me, not inconsistency, but a lot of, you know, question marks. I mean, you got our left guard, Pat Eflin. I mean, come on. He was with New York Jets, one of the worst graded out, according to ProFootballFocus.com. Brady Christensen, is he going to be a guard? Is he going to be a tackle here? You got Greg Little, the guy who came out of Ole Miss. And
that had the mask.
yeah. I mean, listen, man, this guy, he was one of the best pass blocking offensive linemen that he can't keep his head out of concussion. So, man, I don't know, brother. I'll be a lie to sit here and tell you that I'm 100% confident, but you know, I guess you got to let it play it out, brother. That's all I know.
You're not the only one, bro. I'm a Steelers fan. I mean, we got Trey Turner. I mean, he was good with you guys. He was a 5-time Pro Bowler, went to the Chargers last year, so I'm hoping that he can return the form this year. But I mean, we got just many questions on the offensive line as you guys do. I mean, offensive guard is straight. You know, I think Trey Turner should be, you know, decent. Steelers effect, playing for a great head coach, should get a little bit of boost up there. Right tackle, I mean, Zach Banner can play, but he can't stay freaking healthy. And then left tackle, we're just going to pray to God about it. So, hey, let us know if y'all don't want to pay Taylor Moore, because we'll definitely take him off your hands.
I mean, listen, I'm telling you, we got until the 15th here, and I don't know. I just don't know what we're going to do with Taylor Moton's situation. If I'm Taylor Moton, I'm gonna let Carolina play themselves.
I'm gonna sit out because we see what happened when these players play through. You saw what happened to that.
Yeah.
Earl Thomas.
You gotta understand, Taylor Moton has had 3 excellent years, at least according to ProFootballFocus.com, when it comes to grading out at right tackle. So if I had 3 straight consecutive, 3 back-to-back good years at my position, where I'm in the top goddamn 10, you know, I'm going to sit here and say, you know what? I'm going to bet on myself. And then maybe, you know, when it's time to hit the market, a guys like, you know, like Pittsburgh or whoever can offer me. Now, we just found out the kid from New Orleans, Ramczyk, just got $19 million a year. So if I'm looking at that and I have another stellar year as a top 10 right tackle, shit, I can get about 20, 25. You know what I mean?
Yeah, offensive tackle is definitely one of the most important positions in the NFL. Now, we look at running back. You have Mike Davis, who left for Atlanta, the quad king.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. The fucking cows. They're about the size of me. Bro, I don't know what they be fitting these guys anymore, bro. I don't know if you used to watch SpongeBob, bro, but it was that episode when Squidward ate too many Krabby Patties. He's like, what's going to happen?
I see that.
They're going right to your thighs.
I see that. I see that.
Robbie think he was going to explode. Dude,
I see that.
Jesus, bro. Jesus. Bro, I don't know if you saw that. I know you saw it, bro. The little birds were like they were popping on the screen, bro. I was like,
yeah. Buffalo drumstick shit, bro.
Oh my goodness, bro.
Fuck.
What they feeding these boys nowadays, bro?
The Bojangles, man.
That's that country strong, bro.
Yeah.
That's the boys that come and they never hit the weight room. They just naturally big from the country, you know, the boys pulling monster trucks and stuff like that.
Facts.
Pulling trucks so across the hill. The boys, the toy company.
Facts.
Yeah, so you lose Mike Davis. You bring in Chuba Hubbard, who is going to be behind Christian McCaffrey. I still feel like Christian McCaffrey is the best running back in the league. Throw your white boy jokes out there. Say what you want to say, but my boy Christian McCaffrey can ball. Now, I definitely feel like Chuba Hubbard is going to be an upgrade over Mike Davis, and I like Mike Davis a lot, but I feel like he has more explosiveness and more acceleration. Now, there are injury concerns about Chuba Hubbard, but he's not going to be the full workhorse back, so you shouldn't have to worry about that with him being behind Christian McCaffrey. He pretty much should be the guy who comes in and Christian McCaffrey says, "Word boy."
Yeah, that's all he's going to be, man. Listen, let me tell you something. If you think Christian McCaffrey's giving up snaps to, no doubt he's a talented back, you know, Chuba Hubbard, but fuck nah, man. He's going to come out here. He already, first of all, he hears everything. Christian hears everything. Now, mind you, there was a time in this offseason where there was a possibility of us getting Deshaun Watson. Mm-hmm. And guess what people were saying?
Christian McCaffrey.
Trade him. And, yeah, he's injury prone. We had people say he was injury prone. He was the white boy. And we heard all this stupid shit. So Christian has a point to prove. Christian says, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is C. C to the M Mac. I'm taking back the king running back. He's finna come back at these niggas, bro. Seriously. I mean, no disrespect to Derrick Henry, man, but we know who the GOAT is. If you seen what happened to Derrick Henry in the fucking playoff, you stack their box up and you pack your shit out and that motherfucker done. You can't sit here and pack out Christian like that. You can turn this nigga to a receiver. You can put him as a running back. The only thing you say about Christian, he's not a goal line back. So I mean, it's not everybody's not a goal line back, but you can line him out a wide receiver. You can use reverse motion. You can screen him. You can do anything, and he can run in between the tackles. But that's not what he's known for. But I mean, Christian's coming back with a vengeance. Chuba Hubbard is a nice little piece. We've seen this before. And here's my thing, y'all. People say, you know, Chuba Hubbard was underrated. He came out of Oklahoma State and had over this many yards and all this shit. But at the end of the day, a lot of people don't realize Mike Davis. We didn't use Mike Davis until Christian got hurt. So do you know what that means? Imagine if Christian stayed healthy. You would never know shit about Mike Davis. Mike Davis wouldn't have had a job. So if your coaching staff didn't have enough understanding to use Mike Davis while Christian was healthy,
makes me going to use Chuba.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point. Exactly. That's my fucking point. So don't buy into the smoke screen. Chuba Hubbard's going to be out there maybe on a third down, maybe a couple third downs, couple second downs. He'll do his thing. But no doubt about it, White is right, and the Christian's going to be doing it all night. So
you never really said that, bro.
It gives a fuck, man. You know what I mean? I think Christian's going to ball out, man. You can hate it. A lot of people don't. See, I call it reverse racism, you know, because it's crazy for a white man to do such a great thing. Think about it. How many white running backs have been in NFL history that have been superstars? Superstars, by the way. Oh wait, none. So the fact that you got a white guy who's not a star, he's a superstar doing it. It's a lot of reverse racism. People feel like that, and he's always getting shitted on in every poll. Every network, NFL network, CBS, there's always something about this guy. He can't do this. He's injury prone, blah, 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 blah. And all he does is go out there and just right there your fucking throat.
Better than Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette was supposed to be the next great all-time running back. And now, and you want to know what's crazy? They said he was going to be, they said Chris McCaffrey's injury prone. Goose who's missed more games. Fournette or McCaffrey?
Yeah. Fournette. Little jit can't keep healthy, can he? Yeah.
And he's bigger. And the biggest thing they say about Chris McCaffrey is, he's too small. But you got this big old muscle head, Leonard Fournette, who's missing more games. Chris McCaffrey, he's bigger in size. Like what I try to tell people, man. I mean, size matters a little bit, but at the end of the day, once you get to the NFL, all of that really matters if can you play. And we know when C-Mac is on the field, he's the best running back in the league. I don't care if nobody says, like, there's no running back that can be your best running back and also at times be your second best wide receiver. Like the last time we got a running back that had that kind of skill set was Le'Veon Bell.
Right.
And the difference between Chris McCaffrey and Le'Veon Bell is that when Le'Veon Bell was doing it, he was doing it behind one of the best lines in the league. Chris McCaffrey isn't doing it behind the offensive line that great.
And that's why I say Christian is the best running back in the NFL. You see what happened to Zeke Elliott, okay, last year. When Dak Prescott got hurt, his numbers went straight in the toilet. You know what happened when Christian McCaffrey lost Cam Newton and when he was healthy?
Numbers went up.
Healthy? You know what happened?
Numbers went up.
He went out there and set a fucking record that only two running backs before him broke. So that lets you know how special of a player he is. But people don't want to give him his credit, man, but he is.
Give him his roses, man. So now we got to talk about the wide receivers. So you lose Curtis Samuel. It is real. I don't know about you, but I'm not a Carolina Panthers fan, but I know it's
the fuck you going here then.
You want to know what's crazy, bro? Like that magazine cover that Chris McCaffrey was on. That just popped in my head. That boy dressed like a cowboy. I don't think we can have any analysis on
that. Yeah. All the fuck out with what do you have? All out with a chest open. Looked
like he was from one of them old Western movies. Yeah, $1.
Yeah.
That boy just like a growing alfalfa. So you look at the wide receivers, you lose Curtis Samuel. I'm not a Panthers fan, but I know it's going to be incredibly weird not seeing number 10 in Carolina no more. He's now with the Washington Ron Rivera's or the Washington Panthers.
Washington fuck off team. That's what we call them.
Oh, God. So you lose him.
Hold on, man. Let's get the shit right. The Washington allegation team. But go ahead.
Imagine they would have traded for Deshaun Watson.
Wow, yes. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they might have suspended him from the whole league. They got Deshaun Watson.
They would have been on
Snyder.
Partying on boats. Oh, you heard the whole thing with Jay Gruden. It was crazy, bro. Him and one of the running backs were beefing over bro. Yeah. Bro. He basically
wow. Over what?
Over a chick, bro. So apparently, one of the running backs was screwing one of the chicks that Jay Gruden wanted, and he bitched the way he found out.
Wow.
You can look it up, bro. I'm not lying. I swear. Yes, bro. They were beefing over a coach to the play with me. This is everything you need to know about how important Ron Rivera is to that franchise, bro. They're beefing, bro. He literally been in that, and when he was their best blocking running back. So, like with him being benched, that's what led to Alex Smith getting his leg effed up.
Oh man, that's not cool, man.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. So you look at a Terrence Marshall, and him and Joe Brady have some familiarity. I know a lot of Carolina Panthers fans were hating Joe Brady a couple months ago because, you know, you just get this new great offensive coordinator. You don't even have him for 2 years, and people already want him. And trust me, Zach Taylor on the hot seat.
Who?
Zach Taylor, the head coach of Cincinnati. If he gets fired, I know who's going to be the next head coach.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that was.
Don't worry. Don't worry. All you need to know is Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow is everything.
Yeah, when you mentioned the Bengals, you chase Joe Burrow, the coach. I mean, that's okay.
He's
I know
the coach.
Yeah. I don't even know who Zach Taylor is.
But yeah, man. So you look at him and what Terrace Marshall did when he was playing for LSU under him, when he was a pass game coordinator. I think Terrace Marshall is going to be a very good player. Like, I think he could step in right away and have a very impactful season as a rookie. Then, of course, we know about Robbie Anderson. I'll tell it. So you want to know what's crazy? So when the Panthers signed Robbie Anderson in free agency last year, a lot of Panthers fans were saying, like, what the hell are we going to do with Robbie Anderson? Like, he's just a fast guy who can run. And I was like, dude, like, you can put these guys in any offense. Like, you're not going to say, oh, yeah, this is an offense that we don't need a deep threat at wide receiver. Like, literally, like, everybody wants a speed demon. Like, a speed demon is one of the few positions, well, one of the few really key positions that you can really just put on every offense, because every offense can utilize speed. You look at Deshaun Jackson, injury prone, but played on, a lot of good teams and was really productive. So you look at him, you look at DJ Moore, really underrated, coming off a really solid season. So, I mean, overall, like, how you feel about the receiving core? Like, do you think there's going to be a step down without Curtis Samuel?
I don't think it's going to be a step down by Curtis. Damn that Mike Loud. I don't think it's going to be a step down. Motherfucker lie. I don't think it's going to be a step
They're shooting blanks again. They're shooting in the dirt. I don't understand it, bro. Why can't you just go buy fireworks, bro? I mean, that's the only time. I mean, you got to use it eventually.
Yeah, fucking niggas. But yeah, this wide receiver core go. Hey, oh man,
wide receivers. DJ Moore, great year. Terrace Marshall. How you feeling about the overall group of wide receivers going into training camp? I can't breathe, bro. I can't breathe. We gotta take a time out, bro. I'm gonna pull Teddy Bridgewater. We need to call audible.
Oh,
my head hurting.
Damn. Let me get myself together. But yeah, man, it's fucking receiving core here, man. It's gonna be special, man. I'll tell you that right now. This receiving core has an underrated receiver in DJ Moore, who has quietly went out there and put up 1,100 yards back-to-back season with a shit for brains quarterback in Teddy Bridgewater.
Don't disrespect the neighborhood hope dude like that.
Yeah, he's a neighborhood hope. Yeah, that's all he is, neighborhood hope. But he's not a National Football League hope. I'll tell you that shit there. Let that nigga be great in the neighborhood.
Go back to the
trenches. Y'all go hang that nigga jersey on a gate down there or some shit. Give me that.
Oh no! You ever walked down the street? You saw shoes hanging up on the power line. See that boy jersey up in the power line. You gonna call it the neighborhood Hall of Fame?
That nigga, hey, let me tell you something. DJ Moore has done that shit back-to-back years with him, Kyle Allen. He also played with Cam Newton before he got hurt, and he has quietly put up 1,100 yards. The only downside about DJ is he has had no higher than a single-digit touchdown. So, I mean, to me, if he really wants to be the next greatest, when you think of the big name receivers in the NFL, if he wants to be the next elite big receiver, along with those 1,100 yards, he need to have 10 touchdowns, 11 touchdowns, whatever, just some kind of double-digit consistency, and I think he'll get the respect that he deserves. Robbie Anderson, again, him and Sam Darnold already have chemistry, so I'm expecting for them to pick right back up where they left off from. Robbie Anderson is a guy, if Taylor Moton gets signed, then more than likely I don't think we're going to re-sign Robbie Anderson, because a portion of that money that we're going to use to re-sign him is going to go to Taylor. So I look forward to Robbie Anderson probably putting on an audition year for other teams to show how good he is, and I think he can get it done. Now, the most, I guess, the questions that you have around the slot receiver, but I'm excited about it. We got this guy in Terrace Marshall, who is a little bit of a risk here. I mean, it took him in the second round. They got a first-round grade on him. He can't stay healthy. I mean, he always have lower leg injuries. Lower leg injuries for receivers scare the hell out of me. If you get a corner, if you get a wide receiver with lower leg injuries, your antennas need to go up. But if it works out, you're talking about a potential star that you got in the second round. So, hey, man, if it works out, Robbie Anderson, we got to let him go, and Terrace Marshall develops into that star that they believe he can be. I think we just made the draft pick of the year right there. So, but for this year, I expect for Terrace Marshall, Shi Smith, and let's not forget about David Moore from the Seattle Seahawks. He comes over and add a veteran presence to be in the slot. So I think we're gonna have a nice little slot by committee there. But overall, this wide receiver core is nothing to play with this year. I mean, you're looking at, if Sam Darnold can come out here and click, I mean, between Christian McCaffrey and these receivers, it's going to be hard to lock in on your weapons. I mean, you're going to be doubling up on our receivers and leave Christian out there by himself when he motions out to the flat or lines up in the slot. Yeah, I mean, come on. Do you want a linebacker guarding Christian McCaffrey? I don't think that's smart. So
unless you're playing Tampa Bay, you got Levante David or Devin White out there.
Yeah, fuck that nigga. But fuck both them. But listen, man. But listen, bro. Listen. Christian, man. I mean, our wide receiver core determines how well Christian does. Okay, that's what I'm gonna say, because if this receiving core is eating, then that running back is gonna have a lot of opportunity, because you're not gonna be able to cover everybody one-on-one. You're not gonna be able to cover everybody one-on-one. And let's not forget about our tight end situation with Dan Arnold there. You got Dan Arnold and Tommy Tremble from Notre Dame. You potentially got two sleepers there, man, that could break out and even make this offense that much.
Dan Arnold can play. Like, I was watching him in Arizona, and like when he was on the field, like, I feel like he's a good receiving tight end who just didn't really get a lot of opportunities in Arizona because they're predominantly a pistol team, 4 wide, 3 wide. Tight ends aren't really involved in the offense all that much. So I think I'm actually going to pick him up in a couple of fantasy football leagues this year, depending on how he does in preseason. But before we get to the most important position, the best for last, quarterback. You guys make sure to check out my guy, the Big Cat, at Keep Pounding TV. Sam Darnold, just go ahead and pull it out.
Yeah,
I know you got the helmet.
Oh, you want to see Sammy? Let me Sammy D. Hold on. Let me show you Sammy D.
Has it right there.
God damn it, Sammy. You better fucking produce it. This shit was expensive. That shit was expensive, man, to get that. Motherfucker better produce, man. This shit will be on eBay the end of the season if your ass don't produce.
Run the pawn shop.
Motherfucker, you better produce, man. Goddamn, I'm believing in your white ass.
I believe in it too. I definitely feel like Sam Darnold got the wrong end of the stick over there. And with the New York Jets, Adam Gase,
Adam Gase, the motherfucker taking pictures like this and shit in the press conference.
Bro, that boy was on Flacco, bro. He was on Flacco, bro. That boy was on Flacco. That boy was on fly.
Skied up ass coach out here trying to teach Sam Darnold. People put their mouth on Sam Darnold, but you learn it from a skee ball. What kind of fucking is that?
Bro, this man Adam Gase never adjusted at all, bro. Like the Patriots literally ran a cover zero blitz for they was engaged 8 every play, bro.
Yeah, man, that's sad, man.
But I definitely like Sam Darnold. I know you're really hot on him. I feel like Joe Brady's going to do wonders because, I mean, the fact that Joe Brady was able to make Teddy Bridgewater look, pretty solid at the first half of the year is pretty phenomenal. And you look at the scheme that Joe Brady runs. So I tell people, like, the Carolina Panthers isn't just this flash. It's all about, being methodical, taking this, taking that, taking this, taking that. And I definitely feel like Sam Darnold needed a fresh start for, like, people at, like I be telling people this. I was like, bro, just because your relationship with your ex-girlfriend ain't work out doesn't mean you're no good. Doesn't mean you can never have a successful relationship. She just was the wrong chick. She was an HOE. She was for the streets. You look at the New York Jets. I mean, like Adam Gase, unemployed now. Joe Douglas is learning from his mistakes now because guess what they did? I mean, after they draft Zach Wilson, they tried up select Elijah Vera Tuck out of USC. Then they draft a wide receiver. Then they draft the running backs right away, even though those guys never played the game. That's more than what Sam Darnold ever had to work with, aside from Robbie Anderson and Jamison Crowder. So, I mean, you got Sam Darnold. I know you're expecting him to do pretty well. But what about the backup quarterback competition? Because you got Panthers fans know P.J. Walker was my guy. Didn't look like that again. I mean, I thought he was going to be the guy against Detroit. But then New Orleans comes around and then you got Will Greer.
You mean there's a backup quarterback competition in Carolina?
Oh, you don't think it is?
I didn't know there was one.
I mean, it got to be. I mean, what's Will Greer doing?
Will Greer,
other than holding the clipboard.
Hey, Siri, what is Will Greer doing?
Okay. I found this on the web for Hey Siri, what is Will Grigg doing? Check it out.
It says he's doing baseball and YouTube videos. Thank you, Siri.
Oh, he got a YouTube channel?
That's what this motherfucker said. That nigga doing baseball and YouTube
Hey, if that boy don't make the team, how much you want to bet that boy gonna be doing film breakdowns, bro? That boy gonna be doing film breakdowns. I'm trying to tell that boy baby doing film breakdowns, bro.
God,
that boy finna be like, hey, my name's Will Greer, former quarterback of the Carolina Panthers, and I'm here to break down the film with Spencer Rattler.
God damn, man. See, I don't YouTube when I mean Siri don't even recognize him as a quarterback. As a fucking filmographer or some shit.
He probably was the person who took the picture of Teddy Bridgewater at the high school football game.
Yeah. That's why I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why he's, I don't want to shit on nobody, but I don't know why he's still on the roster, man. I just, I mean, I don't know what purpose he serves.
I told you he holds clipboard. Singing him in the play. Hey, that boy be like this. Hey, you know how the boys be having one earpiece in like this? Hey, we're going 23 stat flat, 23 curl.
Yeah. He might be the practice squad MVP, man. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Practice squad MVP,
Well, I mean, who do you think is going to end up winning the backup quarterback spot? Like Will Greer or P.J. Walker?
Let me see.
Because it is important because Sam Darnold does have an injury history.
Yes, he does. That's. Let me see. Stay right there. He said Will Greer or P.J. Walker, right?
Yep.
Let's see.
Oh, this man don't flip a coin.
No, I'm gonna go with this. Can you see that? Hold on.
Yeah, I see it.
Hold on, let me see. Pull it out a little bit. Oh.
I see it.
Let's say fourth spot. You see that fourth spot right there?
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it right
Can't
there,
really
but
see the name, but who is it?
it's nobody. That's who I'm rolling with.
Put me there.
Yeah, that fourth spot, that guy got a real good chance to be back up. Nah, man, but all seriousness, man.
I think they might need to give me or you a call.
yeah, we might have a slight chance. I'm giving it to not Will Greer, but PJ Walker here. I think to me, PJ, he didn't do good. He didn't do bad against the Lions. I mean, he threw a couple picks, but he was fucking the Lions up. He just needed to hit that playbook. You could tell niggas, you know, I mean, it's not fair. You know what I mean? To sit, you know, make him sit on the bench the whole season, then say get in there and be excellent. I mean, but I think if he can really get in that playbook, you know what I mean? I mean, the fact that he's mobile, I mean, I think that makes him a threat. I mean, anytime you got to defend a quarterback with their legs and their arm, it automatically makes you that much more harder. So I think he got a little something there, man. I think he had to really lock into that playbook there. And hopefully one day, you know, he'll get his shot. I don't know if he'll be with the Carolina Panthers or if Sam Darnold were to get hurt. I mean, you know, I think he'll be the next guy up. But yeah, that's my favorite going into the training camp.
All right, everybody, we have my guy, the Big Cat, on. One more time, let the people know where they can find you at and what you have coming up on the channel for the next couple of weeks and months.
Balls up. You can find me at keeppounding _TV on YouTube. You can find me on keeppounding _TV on Twitter. You can find me at keeppounding _TV on TikTok and Instagram. And also you can find me at Big Cat Gaming, BIGKATT Gaming. Find me there. Find me at Twitch, The Real Big Cat. All right. I'll be gaming, live streaming stuff on there as well. And also Big Cat Gaming on Instagram and on Facebook. Make sure you go over there, show me some love. Yeah, coming up here, we're getting ready for training camp. These guys are getting ready to head down to Spartanburg, South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken, Wofford College. And they're going to get ready to tee off, get ready for the season, y'all. We got one more month. This is our last month without football, and back to it in August. So look for a lot of camp breakdowns, camp battle videos coming out here soon. And then we're going to be going live at every preseason game, kind of analyzing what we saw. But other than that, man, be sure to join me on Patreon, too. If you like the content, you want some exclusive stuff that I don't post to YouTube, head over to Patreon and join me at keeppounding _TV or Keep Pounding TV. Try that, too, as well. And, yeah, head over there, man, because we got a lot of exclusive content. Sign up for the membership package. Get the highest one. But
and I appreciate you for coming on, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I thank you for having me, my G.
Man, I thank you for coming on, man. It was definitely a good time.
Paws up, man. Keep pounding. Carolina on top forever. 11-6 this year.
Definitely.